Hey, what's going on? It's your girl K Dot back in the Ripple Effect. You already know what it is and you already know the vibes. You just never know where I'm gonna pop up. Here I am in AC in a casino resorts. I love this hotel. This is great here with the family. Of course, I have ESPN in the background. Just to share with you guys a little bit about the fit and what I'm wearing, because I'm gonna start featuring, up and coming um, black artists, black small businesses. So this is called Hue I Am. It means that I'm more than just my hue, right? I'm more than just the color of my skin. And that's stuff that I love to promote. So that's why I'm rocking the t-shirt. Very nice young lady. Material's very soft, very comforting, the hat is called Born Fresh, Born Fresh. I mean, it speaks for itself. It's nice, got a little, cut ups here on the side, stay fashionable, so I can just forget my age real quick. So it's what's up. Another young lady getting started, and her stuff is fresh. So check it out. I'm sure she has an Instagram, and let's get it going, because you already know sports don't stop. So let's get right into it. My Knicks. All right, so it's easy to, come real down hard on the Knicks and just say, oh, another loss. But listen, that loss was very encouraging. I know that's crazy to say, but it is. It's very encouraging because it was against John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. Come on. The Memphis Grizzlies was giving the Warriors a very hard time last year. And it wasn't just John Morant. It was other guys stepping up. They are a complete team. They're the type of team that the Lakers were trying to be, that the Nets were trying to be. Sorry, but not sorry. It's just the truth, right? It's not just about the big names anymore. It's more so about teams coming together, guys playing roles, sticking to those roles, being consistent throughout the whole season, no matter injuries, because those things happen. You can't control that. But you can control culture. You can control the guys buying into that culture and eventually making something special happen. And that's exactly what the Memphis Grizzlies did. But I say all that to say this. The New York Knicks are trying to do that. And by taking that game all the way to overtime, it just shows you how the level of competition has stepped up. Cam Reddish, I can't say this enough. He needs more minutes. Tom Thibodeau, I hope you're hearing this. I hope you're watching this. I'm not trying to say, anything about your coaching skills, and I'm definitely not trying to tell you how to do your job, but definitely need to give that man more minutes, because he was definitely the difference. Some people want to bring up about how he missed some defensive assignments. He's young. These guys are not just gonna get it right on the first go around. You can tell he's up there in big moments when we needed him to hit those shots. He was able to hit those shots, and he was clutch. That's what you need on the floor. You need guys to have someone to believe in those moments. Ah, man, the Knicks. And also want to mention, I know a lot of people are really going crazy about this contract that we gave to Brunson, and unfortunately, that's just what the market calls for, and I spoke about that about my last episode. That's why I didn't really like how the market has switched, but at the end of the day, guys are getting paid, and you can't be mad at that. He had a good team when he was with the Mavericks, and he listened. He listened to Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd said, hey, if you listen to me and you play hard, I'm going to get you paid, right? He was playing with Luka Doncic, so he had no pressure in the sense of you're not the main go-to guy. If you guys lose, we're not going to Brunson. We're gonna go to Luka Doncic, and we're gonna look at Jason Kidd. But the fact that they stuck to their guns, their culture was great. They kind of took the league by storm, especially the way they blew away the Suns. Like, it was crazy. And then Brunson was up for a big contract, and now he's with us. He's with the Knicks, and I see something special there. But I think he was trying to do a little too much. I think he was trying to live up to that contract. That's the people that don't understand what that means. When you get paid all of that money, it does come with expectations. So every time you miss a shot, every time you don't come up in those big moments, and you're looking at guys like Cam Reddish coming up in those moments, and they're not getting paid nowhere near where you're getting paid, it becomes a conversation. You know what I mean? And then it can become a distraction. So at the end of the day, Brunson, we know why we got him. We do need him, but we need him to play a role on the team and not necessarily try to live up to that $100 million contract. We need him to just be consistent, and Cam Reddish needs more minutes. I don't care what nobody says. You give that man more minutes, the Knicks will start winning games. And somebody actually asked me, like, what do I think the Knicks record will be? Let's see. I think they were 37-45 last year. So I'm thinking it's just going to be flipped. So we can say that they'll probably have 45 wins and 37 losses. I'm not going to give them too much of an edge because the East is just too crazy. And we already spoke about that, about everything that's going on. The Bucks coming out crazy. The Knicks have their home opener tonight. I wish I was in New York and actually going to get to see that. Heard they were giving out free t-shirts. So for you guys also, Chase Freedom, if you have the card, they're giving out free t-shirts with any purchase of Knicks tickets tonight. So just for, because I definitely would have loved to have done that, but, it is what it is. But I am going to be at the Wizards-Bulls game tonight. So if you guys show up, let me know. I'll be way up there, though. Way up there. I'm trying to travel around to all different teams, so I'm not trying to just, spend the whole budget, on one game. So you'll see me. I'll probably be in the 400 section. It should be nice. It should be a good game between the Bulls and the Wizards. It's a shame because, of course, when I got those tickets, I thought Lonzo Ball was playing with the Bulls. So, so that's advantage Wizards, right? So let's see what happens with that. For all you football fans and everything that's going on, Giants still 5-1. I'm not going to stop talking about that. And for you Eagles fans, I know you guys just want to talk about how you're undefeated and how there's nothing nobody can do about it, especially the Cowboys. But Cowboys fans, you should know Dak is back. If you haven't heard already, you should already know. Dak, I'm sorry, he was to me elite, maybe about 2 years ago. Now, I don't know if he's, still in his head about the injuries. I can't call it. And I hate to say that about Dak because he seems like such a, great guy. He's one of those guys that you do want leading your guys and leading your franchise. The culture around there is great. He's the type of guy, I actually heard that he, one day when he was in the locker room, just took off his helmet and he was like, yo, practice squad guys are not getting paid that much for this game. I want everybody to put some money in this helmet right now. And he made everybody put money in the helmet, including himself, and went and gave it to the practice squad guys. Nobody told him to do that. That's just real leadership. That's really looking out for your team and being aware of something like that. You know what I mean? Some guys are just not aware. I'm pretty sure when he said that, a lot of guys were like, wait, what? They're not really getting paid for this? It's crazy. So just to have the wherewithal to be able to do that, and it's a testament to his character and what type of guy he is. So that's why I don't want to say anything bad about him necessarily. But honestly, Cooper Rush, Dak, what's real? I'm not gonna say what's the difference because that's disrespectful, but I will say the Cowboys were losing prior to Cooper Rush taking over. So what does that tell you? You know what I mean? The Cowboys were surprising with those wins, just like the Giants too. I'm not gonna beat up on them so bad just because I'm a Giants fan. I'm not gonna start that, but I'm just saying let's just keep it real. When Cooper Rush took over, nobody was expecting much. I saw all these experts saying, listen, Cowboy season is done, it's over, that's it. I wasn't ready to say that because I believe wholeheartedly at the end of the day, you still got to play these games. It doesn't really matter. It's always that next man up mentality. And not to mention that defense with Michael Parsons and Lawrence, that defense is crazy. They didn't really show up last game. I don't know what that was about. But that defense is real, but one thing I will tell you, though, is the Eagles, I don't know what it is. I don't know what else Jalen Hurts needs to do in particular to really prove to you guys that he's that guy. He can run the ball. He can stay in the pocket. He takes the hits. He makes precise throws. He does and then he's a leader on and off the court, on and off the field, rather. Remember that incident where the stadium, on the side, there was a fence and it collapsed and there was a lot of fans that had fell over and he's trying to help them up and things of that nature. And then he took it a step further. He even actually wrote a letter to that actual stadium to let them know, hey, this is not acceptable. A lot of people could have gotten hurt and things of that nature. And once again, that also speaks to the character. You want your leaders to be high character guys. If you're a perfect world, right, you would like all your guys to be that way, but more so in the leadership positions, because then it could just trickle on down, and hopefully it becomes contagious and other guys buy into it and then it becomes something special, like a winning record and 0 losses, right? Perfect so far. That's amazing. I think that's a testament to the character of the team, not to mention coach. You know, coaching is a big part of that, being able to understand your quarterback's strengths and weaknesses and playing to those strengths and not putting him in uncomfortable situations or things that his game, doesn't, accentuate. So that's really awesome. So I'm proud of the Eagles. It doesn't matter, I'm a Giants fan or whatever. I am proud of him. I'm proud of Jalen Hurts. I'm proud of those DBs, right? Darius Slay Jr., like, and them boys in the back, like it's amazing. It's amazing what they're doing. They're just clicking on all cylinders. It's like they really fear no team. I know a lot of people are asking me, am I still sticking with my pick for the Bills? Yeah, and I'm still thinking the Bills are going to win it all. That's my pick. I do think that there is a factor that nobody seems to be paying attention about, and it just goes to show you we are definitely in a society of what have you done for me lately, because Odell Beckham Jr. is still out there. I'm hearing his timetable got pushed a little bit back. I heard it was November, but he's not rushing it, because why, right? That means he don't have to rush his decision to come back either. He wants to make sure he's fully healthy and ready to go. So I'm hearing it's December now. Now, why do I say that? Because there's a couple of teams that can utilize his services and that can possibly put them over the edge. Now, if you were to put Odell Beckham Jr. on, let's say, the Kansas City Chiefs, for instance, that would be nuts. I would have to change my pick. Things happen. Like, I would have to change it because right now I think the Kansas City Chiefs are actually remembering why they miss Tyreek Hill so much. Because when you're winning games and a lot of guys are getting touchdowns, like Patrick Mahomes is, throwing it to all these different guys, and it just didn't matter, right? Because that was their argument before. Yeah, we got rid of Tyreek Hill, but we have other guys that could step up. It's not just going to be one guy one night. It's going to be Travis Kelce one night. It's going to be, Edwards, Hilaire. It's going to be, it's going to be Hardman. It's going to be different guys, and you're not going to, and we can switch it up, make the defense keep on guessing. And that's cool, and that was cute for a minute. But at the end of the day, when it gets down to these games that really matter, or games that's going to be a real competition in the future, like the Bills, you already saw. The Bills made their biggest adjustment, right? What did they need? They needed more defense. They needed someone to get after the quarterback. So that's why they got Von Miller. Look at Von Miller, right? That was the difference. When you look at that game, that was the difference. Patrick Mahomes didn't look comfortable. He didn't look like Patrick Mahomes. And a lot of people were just saying, "Oh, it's Tyreek Hill." I mean, yeah, that plays a lot. That has a lot to do with it, actually, because that means you need to get rid of the ball quicker. You're gonna need a receiver that's that quick, so that way you can be more decisive with your passes, right? Because I remember in interviews where Patrick Mahomes used to just say, "Hey, whenever they blitz and they're coming for me, I would just, throw it up as hard, as high as I can, as further as I can, and I know Tyreek Hill's out there somewhere." Like, he literally said that. So that means a couple of times, or a lot of the times, he was depending on a guy like Tyreek Hill to just make those plays. And 9 times out of 10, he made those plays. So that's something that they have to adjust to, and they have to figure out. So hopefully OBJ can figure that out, because that would be like two of my favorite players on the same team. That would be great, and I definitely would have to get a jersey. Sorry, Giants, not that loyal apparently. But at the end of the day, that's really what it is. Looking at the rest of the conference, looking at some people wonder if Denver is going to turn around, or what's going on with the Raiders and the Chargers. All I know is I think we were just paying attention to the wrong conference, because right now the NFC East is the conference to look at, and that's the conference that everybody seems to be wondering what's going on. Oh, and the Steelers, they actually seem to be turning it around. They're rolling, but everybody lost faith in Tom and Tomlinson already. I mean, how? Come on, he's that guy, and that's what culture is all about. At the end of the day, people will always find themselves back in a winning situation when your culture is good, when you have great leaders on the team that's willing to step it up and do whatever it takes. But I'm really excited the NBA season is back. I hope you guys are too. You already know what it is, guys. I'm trying to enjoy the rest of this out here, even though Atlantic City wasn't what it used to be. But you know what? Let's try you know, to not let this place die, you know? So you should check it out whenever you get a chance. But, you know, I always ask you to remember one thing. Losses equals life lessons. Peace.